Hi guys, this is Andrew with rockclass101.com. Today we're going to be learning how to play Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. And what's cool about this song is that it's a 4-chord tune. So there's only 4 chords in the progression. And instead of playing just the stock 4 chords that we all know down at the beginning of the neck, this arrangement uses what's typically known as the caged method. It's got one variation when you play caged method for the uke. But if you're unfamiliar with that, check out this lesson that I wrote. So what it allows us to do is that we can move those basic chord shapes C, A, G, F, and then D. We can move those shapes up 5 different positions on the neck. So there was that one variation you saw. Instead of an E, we have an F for the caged method for ukulele. Anyways, we're going to be applying that method to this arrangement, and we're going to be playing the 4 chords that are in this song in different positions up the neck. And what that does is it creates a movement in our sound. So it's a pretty cool little trick to use for broadening your chord knowledge. In this lesson, we're going to be learning the intro. And if you guys want to learn the complete arrangement, you can do so at rockclass101.com. There you'll be able to get the second part of the video lesson, which covers everything else, the verses, the pre-chorus, the chorus, the bridge. You'll also be able to print the complete tabs out and get access to that on-screen tab viewer, which lets you hit play on the performance video, slow it down to whatever speed you want, highlight bars, loop them. It's a great asset in learning how to play this song. So all of that is available at rockclass101.com. Let's go ahead and get started with this lesson though for the intro. So think of our intro like this. It's basically 4 sections. The first section repeats twice, so there's 2 out of 4. The third section has a variation on what we're playing for the first 2. And then the 4th section is just 1 chord that we hang out on. So let me show you what the first couple sections sound like. So there's what our first section, and remember that first section gets repeated twice. So if you learn it once, you've got half of the intro already. So basically what I'm doing is I'm keeping my first finger planted on the 2nd fret of string 3, and then I'm adding my middle finger to the 2nd fret of string 1. So out of this, I'm going to do a picking pattern, and it's straight 8th notes. So I'm going to pluck strings 1 and 2 together, and then I'm going to play string 3, followed by string 2. So it sounds like this. One more time. Alright, so after that, you're going to play string 4, and then string 3 and 2. But the thing on string 4, it's going to last twice as long. So let me put it in the context. Right, and if I count it out, I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you can hear how string 4 lasts longer. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right? And same with the last note. The last note's going to last a quarter note. So again, I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, one more time. So again, I'm playing string 1 and 2, pluck that. String 3. String 2, string 4, string 3, string 2. Together, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. One more time. Together, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Okay, last time. After that, I'm going to stretch with my pinky, and this is bar number 2. I'm going to go to the 5th fret of string 1. Remember, we're keeping that index finger planted the entire time on that 2nd fret of string 3. So the beauty here is that our picking pattern's the same. We have together, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. So if you get that pattern down for the first one, you've got it down for all 4 of them. So here's the first and the second put together. And a bit slower. Okay, so now we're going to lift up that pinky finger and we're going to play the open first string and second string. And follow that up with the same picking pattern. So basically what you're seeing for the first three is that it's a movement of a melody note on string 1. So we had 2, 5, 0. But remember, the entire time that first hit is 2 strings together, string 1 and 2 together, right? So now the fourth one is where it changes. That first finger is going to drop down a half step. So now you're going to be on 1 on string 3, and we're going to stretch our pinky to 4 on string 1. So it's just playing an octave. But the same thing applies, the same picking pattern with the right hand. So that's what we end up with for the last one. So if I cycle through all 4, I have 2, 5, 0, and then I drop down, right, to the first fret and put my pinky on 4 on string 1. Okay, and if I play it without calling it out, that's what we end up with. So that's going to cycle 2 times. You're going to repeat that entire 4-bar phrase 2 times in a row. So that gives us half of the intro. So now we're on the third part, and the third part is a variation on this. So basically what happens is we're going to play the first part of it up to string 4, identical. So it's plucking together, 3, 2, 4. We're going to stop on 4. After that, here's our variation. We're going to add the open first and then the open 4th string. So listen to that put together. So that's what that sounds like. Again, I have together, 3, 2, 4, open 1, open 4. Okay, so now that same new pattern repeats for the next one. So now we're going to go to 5 with our pinky, just like we did before for the second one. And we're going to play that same pattern. So it's plucking 1 and 2 together, then 3, 2, 4, and then here's our variation, open 1, open 4. So it sounds like this. One more time. So if I put the first one and the second one together, remember it's 2 to 5. Okay, next we have the open first string, right? So pluck 1 and 2 together. And then finish it up with that variation. So now the first 3 together will sound like this. Okay, and then same thing, we're going to drop down to the first fret and then add our pinky to 4 on string 1. And for this one, we're going to play the old pattern. So we're going to go 1 and 2 together, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. So it's not going to play the new pattern for the last one. So the new pattern applies for the first 3, right? But the fourth one is the old pattern. So let me play the third section of this intro all the way through one time. Okay, so it sounds like that one time all the way through. And what happens right then is the fourth section. And the fourth section is super easy. You're going to hit an E minor chord. Right, so an E minor chord is just that staircase shape. So we have 4 on string 3, 3 on string 2, and 2 on string 1. And I'm using ring second index finger. And our fourth string is open. So that E minor is going to hold out for 2 bars. So here is the entire intro all the way throughout. Alright, so that's basically what we end up for the intro. One thing that I did in that E minor is I added a couple taps just to kind of build it up. So let me show you how that would sound. Right, so basically I'm going to hold it out. 2, 1, 2, ba ba ba. Right, so you can kind of count it like that, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, so I was counting it as if it was like a half time, just to make it simpler in my head. 1, 2, 1, 2, ba ba ba. So on that second 1 and 2, I'm hitting 1, 2, just tapping with my thumb above the neck, and then adding 3 mutes, just down, up, down. So you can hear it's hold it for 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, ba ba ba, and then it'll kick right into the verse. Right, and so on and so forth. So it just adds a little bit of character and a little bit of dynamic. It's just a cool way to kick into the actual verse of the tune. So guys, if you want to learn the rest of this song, you can do so at rockclass101.com. We'll be covering the complete verse, the pre-chorus, the chorus, and the bridge. So we'll learn everything in this arrangement, and you can get complete tabs and access to that on-screen tab viewer all at rockclass101.com. So I hope to see you guys there. Thanks.